Welcome to ISINMT, Information Management, Fundamentals of Management and Business Module. What is information management? Information management is a cycle of processes that support the organization's learning activities, identifying information needs, acquiring information, organizing and storing information, developing information products and services, distributing information, and using information itself. Information management, or IM, is also the collection and management of information from one or more sources and the distribution of that information to one or more audiences. This sometimes involves those who have stake in or a right to that information. Management means the organization of and control over the structure, processing, and delivery of information. The purpose of information management is to design, develop, manage, and use information with insight and innovation, support decision-making, and create value for individuals, organizations, communities, and societies. The 21st century workplace. Innovation in its modern meaning is a new idea, creative thoughts, new imaginations in a form of device or method. Innovation is often also viewed as the application of better solutions that meet new requirements and articulated needs or existing market needs. The 21st century has brought with it a new workplace, one in which organization must adapt to rapidly changing society with constantly shifting demands and opportunities. Economy is global and driven by innovation and technology. High-performing companies gain extraordinary results from people working from them. The best employers value people. And the economy is knowledge-based. Success is forged in workplaces that are continually being reinvented to unlock the great potential of human intelligence. So what are the challenges of working in the new economy? We have different challenges. First, we have intellectual capital. We have globalization. We have technology, diversity, ethics, and of course, careers. Okay, let us talk first intellectual capital. Intellectual capital is the intangible value of a business, covering its people, the value relating to its relationships, and everything that is left when the employees go home, of which intellectual property is but one component. People, what they know, what they learn, and what they do with it are the ultimate foundations of organizational performance. It is the collective brain power or shared knowledge of a workforce that can be used to create value. Globalization. Globalization is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. It is the worldwide interdependence of resource flows, product markets, and business competition that characterize the new economy. National boundaries of world business have largely disappeared. People and countries are increasingly interconnected through the news, travel, labor markets, and employment patterns, and in business dealings. Technology. It is the continuing transformation of the modern workplace through the internet, World Wide Web, computers, information technology, increasing demand for knowledge and workers with the skills to fully utilize the technology, and computer literacy must be mastered and continually updated. Diversity. It means understanding that each individual is unique and recognizing our individual differences. This can be along the dimensions of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, age, physical abilities, religious beliefs, political beliefs, or other ideologies. Workforce diversity describes differences in gender, age, race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, and able-bodiedness among workers. A diverse and multicultural workforce both challenges and offers opportunities to employers. By valuing diversity, organizations can tap a rich talent pool and help everyone work to their full potential. Diversity workforce. Ethics. Ethics is defined as a code of moral principles that sets standards of what is good and right as opposed to bad and wrong in the conduct of a person or group. Norms deal with standards of appropriate behavior. The terms are all similar in that they deal with right and wrong in behavior. They are different in that norms deal with social standards, morals involve value judgments by individuals or society, and ethics are based upon the rules, usually dictated by society. Society requires businesses to operate according to high moral standards. Corporations, by law, are required to have an elected board of directors to represent the best interest of the shareholders. One issue raised by recent business ethics failures is the role of corporate governance, the active oversight of management decisions and company decisions or actions by the board of directors. Careers. The typical career of the 21st century won't be uniformly full-time and limited to a single large employer. It is more likely to involve changing jobs and employers over time. Skills must be portable and always of current value. Skills are not gained once and then forgotten. They must be carefully maintained and upgraded one-week job. Competitive advantage are factors that enable a company to produce goods or services better or cheaper than its competitors. These elements enable the producing unit to earn higher sales or higher margins than its competitors. A company is said to have a competitive advantage over its rivals when it is able to sustain profits that exceed average for the industry. According to Porter, there are two primary methods for obtaining competitive advantage. First, we have the cost advantage. The cost advantage is an advantage that the firm has over competitors in terms of costs. A company which can keep costs lower can have a great advantage over competitors who have higher costs, and therefore the prices of their products and services will also be higher. Next, we have differentiation advantage. A firm differentiates itself from its competitors when it provides something unique that is valuable to buyers beyond simply offering a low price. Differentiation advantage occurs when a firm is able to obtain from its differentiation a price premium in the market that exceeds the cost of providing the differentiation. Information technology and decision making. Technology is taking on increasingly major role in decision making today. They allow managers to streamline the effort needed to search for, combine, and query data to obtain the information required for good decisions. Information technology provides a business with a decision support system or DSS and artificial intelligence or AI system. And the combination of these IT systems helps you create information through online analytical process or OLAP to facilitate decision-making tasks that might require significant effort and analysis. So what are the different roles of information in decision-making? So the conceptual model of our decision-making. First, the managers deal with problems, posing threats and offering opportunities. Managers can be problem avoiders, problem solvers, or problem seekers. Managers display systematic and intuitive problem-solving styles. Managers make decisions under conditions of certainty, risk, and uncertainty. And managers solve problems with programmed and non-programmed decisions. Information plays a crucial role in reducing uncertainty and judging alternative options. With more relevant information available, discussions by the board on issues affecting the choices and alternatives can now be better controlled, and rational decision making is thus facilitated. Types of decisions. Certain environment. It offers complete information on possible action alternatives and their consequences. We also have risk environment. It lacks of complete information but offers probabilities of the likely outcomes for possible action alternatives. We have uncertain environment. It lacks so much information that it is difficult to assign probabilities to the likely outcomes of alternatives. Decision. A choice among possible alternative courses of action. Programmed decision. It applies a solution from past experience to a routine problem. And lastly, we have non-programmed decision. It applies a specific solution crafted for a unique problem. So the role of information in decision making, as shown in our figure, it simply explains that the risk of failure in certain environment is low, while in the uncertain environment, the risk of failure is high. On the other hand, the type of decision in certain environment is programmed, while in uncertain environment is non-programmed. So according to Herbert Simons, in terms of the model of decision making, it is composed of three areas. So we have the intelligence, we have the design, and we have the choice. Intelligence refers to search and scanning procedure. It develops awareness that problem exists, gather information on that specific problem. In terms of the design, it formulates different models, search for alternatives, predict or measure outcomes. It also tries to develop alternative solutions that may require additional information in this specific stage. And lastly, we have the choice. It selects the best alternatives, design a plan of action. It is heavily reliant on design stage being undertaken properly. And it should be straightforward. Historical foundation of management. So why is history important? It gives executives a way of thinking, a way of searching for patterns and understanding the trends. It provides a context or environment in which to interpret current problems. Knowing business history is important for the development of business leaders. History builds a capacity to assess any context. It widens the leader's frame of reference. It yields insights into the development of the global economy, of industry structures, and of business strategies. So we have the significant pre-20th century events. So we have here The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. Division of labor is the separation of tasks in. For example, a manufacturing plant. Each worker performs a specific duty. It boosts productivity and efficiency. If you split up workers and give them specific jobs to do, efficiency increases significantly. Next example is we have the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was a time when the manufacturing of goods moved from small shops and homes to large factories. This shift brought about changes in culture as people moved from rural areas to big cities in order to work. I will leave this topic, the development of major management theories, for you to study and do some research. This will be part of your assignment. If you have certain questions or queries, please write it and inform me. And if there is a need to have a web conference, we will set a schedule where everybody will be available. I will move to the next topic. So we have the business process module. So it talks about enterprise resource planning and supply chain management. Both enterprise resource planning or ERP and supply chain management or SCM can be implemented to assist businesses in streamlining processes to improve overall effectiveness. What is enterprise resource planning or ERP? So ERP refers to business software that has been designed to record and manage all enterprise data. Through the automation integration of an organization's core business, the day-to-day running is much more effective. So different examples of ERP includes Oracle, SAP, Sage, SysPro, Microsoft Dynamics, and Epicor. Systems that can be integrated in our ERP includes taking customer orders, keeping the inventories, and recording financial data. What about supply chain management? So supply chain management is the management of the flow of goods and services and includes all processes that transform raw materials into final products. It involves the active streamlining of a business supply side activities to maximize customer value and gain a competitive advantage in the marketplace. It is the management of this entire process from the transformation of raw materials into the final product through to customer delivery. SCM actively streamlines the business's supply activities so as to enhance the value for customers. So what are the differences between ERP and SCM? So we're going to differentiate both of these terms in terms of internal versus external. We have the exhaustive versus specialized, and we have relationship-based versus task-based. Okay, let's start with external versus internal. One of the most basic ways to describe the difference between SCM and ERP is that while supply chain management and software handles data on incoming raw materials from outside vendors or suppliers, ERP software is much more focused on an internal work processes. Enterprise resource planning is often described as business process management software that handles various administrative aspects of business. For instance, by tying front office and back office operations together, or by assisting with product planning and the actual physical production of items that the company will sell to clients. On the other hand, although SCM may touch internal inventory of other in-house processes, much of it is outward focused or what we call supplier collaboration and other aspects of SCM products. Exhaustive versus specialized. In one sense, enterprise resource planning has come a catch-all for a number of key aspects of businesses' automation and software assistance. For instance, ERP provider describes some of the central functionality of ERP as a shared database that supports multiple functions used by different businesses units. ERP is also often associated with the creation of a central database to handle all of the business intelligence that flows through the company's IT architecture in the form of big data sets. So in a lot of cases, companies start adding functionality to an ERP system and running more of their operations under that umbrella. By contrast, supply chain management is a detailed and specialized type of software. It focuses particularly on those operations and partnerships that revolve around getting the raw materials into the company's inventory, while it may or may not handle the details of that inventory management itself. It is important to note that many ERP solutions don't have that level of detail than the SCM software provides. Relationship-based versus task-based. Supply chain management tools look at shipping materials, but they also involve evaluating key relationships with third-party companies that help a production company to source its supplies and inventory. For example, supply chain management may largely consist of tools for evaluating costs, support, and other aspects of a business partnership. While it does often manage concrete tasks like shipping and transportation, it also usually has a component that is centered toward whether individual supply relationship make sense and when they should be continued or pursued. On the other hand, ERP, which arises from an earlier set of ideas called Manufacturing Resource Planning or MRP2, are often fairly centrally focused on a set of tasks. Despite the evolution of ERP suites into multifunction paradigms, including customer relationship management tools, which are relationship based, there is still a major core part of ERP systems that will always be about managing core processes in procedural ways. Distribution and logistics. Logistics management is a supply chain management component that is used to meet customer demands through the planning, control, and implementation of the effective movement and storage of related information, goods and services from origin to destination. Logistics is the management of the flow of things between the point of origin and the point of consumption in order to meet requirements of customers or corporations. The logistics of physical items usually involves the integration of information flow, materials handling, production, packaging, inventory, transportation, warehousing, and often security. Distribution management refers to overseeing the movement of goods from supplier or manufacturer to point of sale. Distribution management is an overarching term that refers to numerous activities and processes such as packaging, inventory, warehousing, supply chain, and logistics. Distribution is the activities associated with moving materials from source to destination. Let's talk about procurement management. Procurement management is the process of ensuring that everything required from outside the organization is in place when it is needed so the project can proceed successfully. A make or buy decision will need to be taken where the option exists to do the work in-house as part of the project or to purchase some products or services from outside the suppliers. A procurement management plan describes what will be procured for the project, the types of contract used, how suppliers will be selected, how their performance will be measured, and how supplier risk is to be managed. Procurement management documents are used to solicit proposals from prospective suppliers. This must be detailed enough to ensure consistent, appropriate responses, but flexible enough to allow consideration of suggestions for better ways to satisfy the same requirements. Sales order management. A sales order management system is a tool that helps control the process between a customer placing an order and the product going out for delivery. It tracks sales, stock, and fulfillment, as well as ensuring all processes and people in between are kept informed and up to date. Inventory management. Inventory management is a systematic approach to sourcing, storing, and selling inventory, both raw materials or components and finished goods or products. In business terms, inventory management means the right stock at the right levels, in the right place, at the right time, and at the right cost as well as the right price. Manufacturing system. Manufacturing system is a collection of integrated equipments and human resources whose function is to perform one or more processing and or assembly operations on a raw material, part or set of parts. A set of operations performed on material which brings them closer to the desired final form. We have the product data management. Product data management, or PDM, is when a company uses a centralized software system to store all the information related to a product. This system feeds all the other systems within the company that require information about that product. This information can include everything from the raw materials used to construct that product to how it was built. The data can be used across a variety of business functions from design to marketing. We also have shop floor management. Shop floor management is developing and managing the shop floor operations, inventory, equipment, and the workers. It can start with the administration, manufacturing, or processing, or assembling, and finally, the distribution. Quality management. Quality management ensures that an organization, product, or service is consistent. It has four main components. We have the quality planning, quality assurance, quality control, and quality improvement. Quality management is focused not only on product and service quality, but also on the means to achieve it. Advanced planning management. Advanced manufacturing is the use of innovative technology to improve products or processes, with the relevant technology being described as advanced, innovative, or cutting edge. Advanced manufacturing industries increasingly integrate new innovative technologies in both products and processes. Cost accounting management. Cost management in accounting is a form of management accounting that is designed to help business owners predict how much business expenses. Cost accounting will help businesses determine the cost of products, the projects, processes to ensure that the financial reports and statements are as accurate as possible. It also helps executives and authorized members of management make the most informed decisions when they are financial planning or deciding on the best long-term moves for the organization. To see the big picture, the accounting professionals will record the cost of inventory, manufacturing, goods sold, and overhead operations. After this is reported, the expert in cost accounting and management will then analyze the cost behavior so that they are able to see the cost-volume profit relationships and how it relates to the existing budget.